Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. Hope all of you are having a good day today. Quick thank you for all of the comments and stuff on the last episode. Life has been kind of getting me down, so we're here. We're gonna exorcise the bad demons and just be happy. I'm just gonna make it happen. One other quick thing, if you haven't already gotten your Sal merch, the store is leaving in 4 days. So be sure to get your merch today. You can find the link in the description. Today's episode is kind of a big one. We're doing a megasode, a castle megasode. It's what I'm calling this episode, I believe. We're going to be doing a lot of things around the castle today, making a lot of progress around the castle because we've been slacking. We kind of built this storage room and then we sort of built some hallways. We haven't done much else. So there's some things that we're definitely taking care of today. We're working on the exterior fences. Entryway, we're going to build a new tower because we're kind of rearranging some things, getting the final layout of the castle done. It's going to be a good one. So I'm going to try my best not to time lapse too much in this episode. There is going to be one big time lapse because the fencing takes a lot of effort. So I'm going to get that done rather soon. And then we're going to kind of progress through the projects as we go. We are, like I said, today in the episode, we're building a new castle turret today, like one of the big towers. We're building an astronomy tower and kind of making use of some space out in the front of the castle. We'll kind of talk about that in just a minute though. So I'm excited for this and I am ready to get into it. So let's do this thing. One of the bigger projects that we are taking care of is the front exterior fencing, like sort of the entryway into the castle itself, not just into the actual castle, but like the walk-through gates that you would walk through. We're doing the same thing in the back and on the side. That is a very big project. It's going to take a lot of building and a lot of materials. And so one of the things that I kind of felt this castle needed was sort of a mountain facelift, because whenever you're like flying by it, it was kind of guarded, right? Like there was a huge mountain here. So I've been clearing that out. And I may do the same on the other side, because if you see, like now it's like, okay, it's a little bit more prevalent. We still need to remove a lot of this mountain though, because it's just kind of in the way. What I want to do though, I want to take this area and kind of rework it and move some of the building to a new spot, right? Not have it connected, but still be a part of the castle. And this is going to be where our astronomy tower sits, because that's kind of the one thing I felt that was missing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to finish terraforming and then we're going to get building. So this first time lapse in the episode today is going to be a little bit longer, but when we come back, we're going to start working on all the projects. So let's get into it. Hope you guys enjoy.
It's quantum guarantee.
All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that time lapse. We've got a lot to cover before we get into the next part of what we are doing with the castle today. So first things first, I have went ahead and finished up the horse stables for people coming into the castle to store their horses. I'll show you that in a minute. So as you walk up, we've got a couple different, two different stables. We've got a smaller and a bigger one. We've got our early game horse here, Snowball. He's living his best life in there right now. Then we have sort of a little kind of caretaker area with some supplies, and Roof decided to, ooh, I am missing a slab there. Oh my god, this guy's a slacker, dude. I'm washed, literally the most washed Minecraft player of all time. There we go. So pretty straightforward stuff. I like how it turned out. We've continued the pathway up through here as well, and you can get into the castle from right here. So just walks right in. So pretty good stuff. I like it. So let's go ahead and talk about the back fence first. Rather than going over the whole thing, we're going to talk about just one section because it's kind of all the same. So I wanted to incorporate some new blocks into the designs that we were using, mainly chiseled blocks, kind of give it an ornate look. So to do that, first thing I made was lodestones. And these have a new crafting recipe. They no longer use netherite. Thank goodness, because wow. So with that being said, I made lodestones, and those are kind of the ornate blocks and the portions of the towers. So this tower itself right here is a corner tower, which means I decided to use a sort of solid pillar in the corner, but we do have the intricate stair patterns going up each side. We've got spruce stairs, trapdoors. I think I just noticed an error though. You see the error? I see the error. That's not supposed to be stone brick. So I'm gonna have to fix that. I just caught that. I'm good at this game. I'll fix that in a minute. But most traditional castles, their exterior walls have this sort of I don't know, kind of like I don't know how to say it, like a bumpy top. Like it's like a staggered, kind of like, I guess, wall project. I don't know what to say that would even be called. But doing that to kind of give it that classic look. So let's go to the wall piece itself. We've got some wood windows here, like fence post windows, and I wanted to kind of keep the pattern of the wall all together, but use a little bit of a slightly different block set. So for the most part of the wall, it's like stone, andesite, cobble, and mossy. The mossy kind of gives it a little bit of pop. It kind of stands out a little bit. From there, let's move up some. So we are using deep slate here with a blackstone ornate piece. Just trying to give this some sort of decor look. It also kind of feels castle-y, like castles sort of have that sort of pattern in them. Using a wide variety of blocks here as well, cracked, polished, cobbled, and then sort of spacing that out as we go down. So we follow that pattern all the way through. We can take a look at the outside here as well. So now there are some different spots just because of the height levels. Now let's talk about the height levels, because that is something that is important. Now, not all of the castle walls are the same height. They vary. That's a good thing, right? We want character in our walls. So for that, I decided to always run the main piece of wall. Like the main piece runs to this level right here, so it's underneath of the lodestone, which goes over to here, right? And then in those spots, I use stairs to go up. So anytime we're going up in elevation, there's a set of stairs going up, kind of do the same thing. And then same thing when we're going down all the way over here. So as you can see, this is the entire back wall coming over to just a smaller entrance right here. Let's take a look at the outside some. I think it turned out really well. These walls are extremely hard to build, take a lot of effort, and that's why the time lapse was so long. Okay, so let's go to the front now. The front walls are pretty much the same thing, so we're not going to talk about them too much. What we are going to talk about though is the entry gate. This was something that took me a little bit of time to get right. I wanted to sort of continue that same pattern, but give it something that's like more standout-ish. So start again with those lodestones, doing patterns down the middle. This pattern was actually a really naturally easy pattern to do. Just using some ornate blocks, using a little bit of glowstone to make sure it stands out. Using walls in the corner to make it not look so bulky. And then from the top portion, we have these like deep slate sort of turret tops, like these kind of pointed, like, hey, this is what it looks like when you come into the castle. Some other little details, you know, we've still got buttons, trapdoors, things like that. Use chiseled stone brick as a ornate piece, and then we have some hanging lanterns off of fences and chain. So this is what it would be like walking into the castle. I know it's a bit steep, but there's not a lot I can do about that. So you would walk up this pathway and then into the castle, and it works out perfectly. The same with like if you're on a horse, it looks really good. Overview of the bigger castle. So we are going to be putting another fence in too down here. I've actually got a plan for that. So I think that's all for the walls today. So we're actually going to go ahead and move on and finish up the castle layouts because we have some more buildings to build. I'm not going to do another time lapse. I'm just going to get them built. We're going to be building off of the barracks sort of infirmary type of building and adding like a general's room, a quarter for war planning, war room type stuff. And then we're going to be building an exterior building over here that's going to be an astrology building. So let's get to that. I'll get that all built up and I'll come back. So as I mentioned I was going to do, we built 2 new structures in the castle layout. So if you know the layout of the castle already, you'll know that going into here will lead into the main storage room. This is going to lead into like army barracks, infirmary, and then this is going to lead to a watchtower. So this is kind of like our security side of the base. And then this room right here is going to sort of be the general's room, war room, planning room, map room, strategy room, whatever you want to call it. And so I was chatting with a friend and they mentioned that some castles have exterior buildings that are not really touching. And I thought that was a fascinating idea. And one thing that I had been wanting to add to the castle was a astrology tower. And this was kind of the perfect spot for it because we had just removed that mountain and I needed a good spot. Actually building one more thing. Let me show you what I got. Lovely fence. No, I'm kidding. I built the last tower. I think that the layout of the castle is finally done. So when we very first started doing the floor plan for this build, this edge of the castle was meant to be the enchanting side. So potions, enchanting, anything sort of whimsical or mystical a little bit. And there was supposed to be 2 towers here, but we never got around to making that second smaller tower. And initially I thought I was going to make it come out of the side of the tower and make it like a wizard tower, but no. So decided to make a smaller tower, same sort of design for now, of course. Obviously we are going to be doing a ton of exterior design work eventually once we get done with the interior, but we needed to finish the layout first and I think we're done. So here's what the overview looks like. And guys, I'm in love with this thing. It looks so good. So we got entrance, main room, library, king's quarters. This right here is the villager area. So like workers, like bunk, kitchen, like potions and enchanting, guard lookout, guard infirmary, barracks. Then we have like the king's court, or not king's quarters, but like general's quarters. Then we have the astrology tower, astronomy tower. This place is it's literally everything that I've wanted in a castle. And I gotta be honest with you, dude, like building something like this was never something that I thought was even something that I could do, but I've just kept plugging, right? So obviously we're not even close to done, but with how much progress we're making, I'm feeling more and more confident about everything that we're doing. So it's some exterior stuff that still needs to be done. We need to make a fence around the king's quarters here because he's gonna have his like own king's courtyard. But yeah, anyways, let's move on. Next up on today's video, now that we kind of have our floor plan finally established, it is time to start working on another piece of the interior castle. And it's going to be this hallway. I've been wanting to do something with this hallway for a while. Kind of just a big empty space right now. We're going to transform this because after this hallway is done, I believe it's time to start working on the other towers and the other rooms because everything else has been connected. Initially, I was considering making a hallway right here, but I don't think I want to. I think I'm gonna make the villagers go this way, so that'll be better. So anyways, I've got some building to get done. I'm not going to be time-lapsing anything. Once I get done, we'll come back and we'll check it out. All right, so let's go over the final bit of today's video. Now, I've been wanting to finish up the rest of that entryway, and I thought it would be a good idea to mimic the opening on both sides. Plus, I mean, it looks nice, and I thought it would look good over here too. So going out, kind of the same, you know, same deal. Now, I didn't do a lot in this room, mostly focused on the ceiling because I think it's going to change some. I mostly focused on this side because this one's going to change a little bit. So over here, it's a little busy. And I'm not sure that I like it. I was actually considering maybe putting some deep slate slabs in there to just like maybe sort of flatten this out just a little bit. And like, honestly, that makes it look better. I think I'm going to keep it like that instead because there's just too much motion, too much going on. But some of the things that I wanted to keep through here was like some of the things that I wanted to keep in here was like how we have this in the other parts of the tunnels. We have like the blue orchid flowers. We have some paintings. We have the sort of similar same entrance to the other part of the castle. And now that the fence is done, we can actually start working on the courtyard as well, which is pretty good. In terms of the floor pattern kind of stays the same throughout the castle. It's just a mix and match of like all of the different wood blocks, which is, you know, it looks good. I like it. So overall, I'm, you know, from here over, really happy. I think that's probably going to stay. This is going to change some. Some of the things that I think I might work on a little bit more, like this little archway, still probably could use a tiny bit of work, but progress is progress. Sometimes it's better to just build and maybe redo it later. And so I just realized that I missed a block right there. Or no. So that would be this one. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So like I said, I'm really happy with the way that this has turned out. And I actually, there's one of the chains that I want to make. I want a, you know what? Actually, let's do deeper. So go here. I'm going to change this and put this here instead. Much better. Much better. Okay. Okay. So like I said, really like how this turned out. I am very happy with the progress that we have made today. We finished the floor plan. We finished all the building for the floor plan. We finished up the front gate, made the entrance arches. That looks really good. We finished up the back fence. A lot of progress was made today. We also finished up the horse stables. So now it's just a matter of doing the interior room so we can finally get to the exterior. I don't know which one I'm going to do first, but we're going to get to it soon. So guys, thank you so much for watching today's episode. Hope that you guys enjoyed the video. And if you did, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. This is iJevin. Peace out, everybody. Thanks for watching.